Hello everybody and welcome to this session. I'm Dr. Hederi, the creator of LELB Society. In this session I'm going to make an assessment on one of the essays written by one of the students of LELB Society. This student is rather new, therefore his English is not that advanced, but he's doing his best. So in this essay there are so many errors, but he's trying to learn from his errors and mistakes. Okay, so the topic is generating electricity, IELTS Writing Task 1, and there must be visual data, kind of visual data here as a prompt, and here it is. Let me just zoom in. This is a process essay. So what is a process essay? It's an essay that you need to focus on the procedure of something, and you need to provide details about the procedure, and because of that you don't necessarily need to have a concluding paragraph, because there is no conclusion. It's just focusing on a procedure, as I said. Okay, and the procedure is that there are two diagrams, and in the first diagram, as you see, let me zoom in. Okay, so the topic is generating electricity, and let me just read out the topic. The diagrams below show the process of generating electricity from wave power, and summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features, and make comparisons where relevant or necessary. In the first diagram, you see that in this structure there is a chamber that has been artificially created next to the seashore, as a matter of fact, on the seashore, and this is the cliff or seawall. And inside this chamber, the wave power just hits or strikes against this structure or cylinder or column, and this creates some sort of airflow, and that airflow just turns or rotates the turbine blades. The turbine or turbine, two pronunciations, and this turbine actually is spinning because of the airflow. Okay, and this action creates electricity or generates electricity. And in the next diagram, actually another mechanism happens, but in a reverse order. That is to say, the air from outside the column just tries to, or is intended to, rotate the turbine blades, and it goes to the chamber here that has artificially been structured on the seashore in order to just create some sea waves. So the whole process, the two procedures or processes are intended to produce or generate electricity. Remember that the essayist or reporter has not focused on actually these detailed analysis, or difference between diagram A and diagram B. Alright, so his name is Mohsen. Alright, the two pictures, first of all, it must be diagrams. Okay, diagrams demonstrates, so a violation of agreement. Demonstrate, because the subject is plural. New energy system, a new energy production system, or generating or generation system, and process of generating electricity from wave power, and a punctuation mistake, but wave power without any space, full period. Okay, there should not be any space between period and power. System structure for producing, it must be producing. Okay. Electricity from wave power contains chamber, the same mistake. There should not be any space here. Turbine, cliff, electricity, air, and sea wave. I'm not going to repeat or just repoint to the repeated mistakes. The picture A, it must be diagram A, indicates when the sea wave hits the sea wall, and this time input, it must be presses, or let's say pushes. Yeah. Airflow become toward, because we say push something toward, you know. And remember, toward is American, towards is British, more or less. To rotate, rotation is the verb. I'm sorry, it's a noun, so it must be rotate. So the verb form. Turbine, and turbine blade. It's better to say blades because there are technically more than 2 blades. Afterward, it must be afterwards. So mechanical energy changes. As I said, there are so many mistakes, but that's okay. It's the first time he is writing an essay. So afterward, mechanical energy changes to electrical energy. In picture B, it's diagram B, display. So where is the subject of display? So it is displayed, or you can say diagram B displays, okay, blah 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 blah. When the sea wave recedes, recede is a good word here. Recede actually makes a good collocation here. The cliff, and likewise, there should not be any space between like and wise. It must be likewise, means similarly. Airflow continuous, it must be a verb, continues. So the verb is continues if it has a third entity subject, yeah, and the adjective is continuous. Between turbine blades, again plural blade, there was considerable production rule of sea wave. As I said, it's the whole sentence is ambiguous. I couldn't figure out what the meaning of sentence could be. To conclude, as I said, in a process essay, it's better not to conclude because actually there is no conclusion to make. New energy system including. It must be including. Remember, including if something, for example, you are talking about x, comma, including x, y, z, etc. Okay, so you are enumerating or making a list of something. So including means such as. Here including means such as. Namely, for example, for instance. Okay, so including solar energy, remember there should not be any space between parentheses and actually the words inside parentheses. Solar energy, wave power, energy, wind energy, in addition, the whole part actually is problematic and grammatically wrong, and I cannot just explain about that because it's so complicated and the mistake is so big. In addition, new energy system is better than the process of generating electricity from fossil fuels, and there should be oil, such as, it's better to add such as, for example, or including the same, including oil, gas, coal, etc. Remember, after etc. we need to have a dot or period. This is wrong to say etc. because there should be a dot. There are some other words, for instance, for example, e.g. Remember, it requires two dots. I.e. means that is. Okay. And these are Latin or as far as I know, Latin based abbreviations, and because of that actually we need to consider the dots. And for instance, this is another one, and others. This is and others, which generally appears in academic articles. Okay, the energy, so this part, remember, this part as a conclusion actually is irrelevant to the diagrams, because in the diagrams nothing was mentioned about, for example, green energy or fossil fuels or something like this, so it must be avoided. At the last paragraph, the energy called a green energy without any period, so it must be at least green with a dot. And again, actually this paragraph again is irrelevant, quite irrelevant, and it should be avoided too. And remember, your concluding paragraph, if there is any, should be the last paragraph, and you should not add any other paragraph after your concluding paragraph. Okay, here are some explanations provided by me. Visual data. This is a process essay, and you should have focused on the detailed process of generating electricity, which you didn't. So the essayist didn't explain about or elaborate on the lengthy and detailed process of generating electricity. There are some paragraphs that are too short, as I said, and your concluding paragraph is quite irrelevant to the diagrams. In a process essay, you don't necessarily need to write a concluding paragraph. And process essays with the help of, for instance, some diagrams rarely happen or are exposed to you on the real IELTS exam, but it doesn't mean that actually they never happen, so you should be prepared for them as well. Most of the time we have some bars and charts and graph bars and so on and so forth, but as I said, it's better to get prepared for these visual data as well. Process essay. Okay, there is another short paragraph after the concluding paragraph which is wrong, and you must be more careful about punctuation marks. About lexical resources, I can give him 12 out of 25% in order to encourage him, because this is the first time he is writing an essay. Task achievement, 8 out of 25%. And again, I should add another parenthesis, after this I will correct it. Coherence and cohesion, 10 out of 25%. Grammatical range and accuracy, 8 out of 25%. And word count, 145, which is slightly below the expected number of words, that is 150. All right, that's it. We come to the end of this analysis. Let me show you something. As you are familiar with this structure, you know there are 27 mistakes corrected by me, and there are indexes or numbers on the let's say bottom on the right, on the top right corner of each mistake or error, and if you just click on them, they are clickable. You will see the explanation at the bottom of the post. That's why we call them footnotes or endnotes. And yeah, here is the original comment, original essay left as a comment in our comment form, and you can reply to that. Remember, you can also add some further points or notes if you just visit our website at lelb.net. And here you can see some relevant information posts about IELTS Writing Task 1, and you can, if you like, you can share this stuff with your friends. And something that I have recently added is the embedded version of my Instagram page or account, where you can see up to or above 1300 flashcards. So you can add me on Instagram to access all these flashcards. Remember, you need to click on load more. As I said, the number is almost limitless. So, and these flashcards can help you a lot to learn difficult words with the help of illustrations that helps you to remember them for a longer period of time. And also free English lessons on YouTube. I have embedded my YouTube channel on my website, and you can access all of the actually above 400 English videos that are original actually on my YouTube channel here on my website. And there is a chat room that I have recently added, and we just focus on or hold an English lesson every night on my website at lelb.net. So you need to register actually, because this chat room is available only for the registered members. So you can use as a matter of fact your social accounts here. You can use your social accounts, log in with your Google, Facebook or Twitter for all services, just one click. So all the services are just away from you with one at one click. So just join LELB Society with your social accounts in order to just participate in our English chats. Alright, thank you very much for your attention. I'm Dr. Hariri, the creator of LELB Society. I hope to see you soon again. Till the next time, bye-bye.